Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Conversations with Myself. This is Dylan Lang. I have a other show called Dylan Knows. I also have a list show, and this is my other show. I do Conversations with Myself, which I pop out periodically, not as often as I have others. We're only on chapter 15. I use it for what I'm about to do today. It is April 26th, 2:35 p.m. on a Sunday. The summer movie film season begins this upcoming Friday, May 1st. So I figured this is the best time to do my summer movie preview the weekend before the summer movie season begins. I know it seems odd, but this started way back when Twister came out, I believe in 95 or 96. They thought it would be a key spot to put it in during May instead of they wanted to be a summer movie, but they weren't quite 100% certain for it. And there was a bunch of heavy hitters that year. So they wanted to put it outside of it so it would get the stuff it needed to. And it did extraordinarily well. So film companies decided to start using the first weekend in May as the kickoff to the summer season instead of Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend when it used to be. So you see a lot more summer movies that you think you don't want to get lost in the summer shuffle, June, July, and August, pop up in May. And then it really took off when the comic book movies started coming out, and they realized this is the perfect time to do it because it's the Friday before Free Comic Book Day, which again, this year, Free Comic Book Day is always the first Saturday in May. May 2nd is Free Comic Book Day coming up this upcoming Saturday. So definitely go to the Free Comic Book Day website, FCBD or Free Comic Book Day website. If it's the way it used to be, you just type in your zip code and hit enter, and I'll show you all the shops that are involved in Free Comic Book Day for the in your area within a 20-mile radius of your zip code. Go in there, get some free comics. A lot of the comic companies like Marvel and DC use it to kick off their summer big storylines they're going to be doing for the whole summer to get you hooked on them. And then you go back to the stores every week to buy comics. Other times to introduce new stuff and show you, hey, this is what comics are doing now. It's not just superheroes and stuff. There is no superhero movie this this weekend. It was supposed to be Doomsday. It was supposed to be out this weekend, but they shifted that to December. But it doesn't matter because Free Comic Day has always been the second Saturday in May. They figured it was the best first Saturday in May. They always felt that was the best way to do it, so they kept it that way. So definitely do that. But this is not about Free Comic Book Day. This is about the summer movie season, which officially kicks off May 1st, this Friday. I always do a summer movie preview and a fall movie preview. The fall movie preview is done right around Labor Day, so you'll see me again right around Labor Day when we do the fall preview. So that also means that my summer movie window ranges from May 1st to this year, September. To September 4th, because Labor Day is not until the 7th this year. So my window that I'll be talking about summer movies will be May 1st to September 4th, which I consider the summer movie season. Now, I normally write this down, but I figured I would just go through the website firstshowing.net, which is really good, showing you what movies are coming out. The ones I'm going to talk about are not all the movies that are coming out this summer. There's a whole bunch of other ones that'll be re-releases, and there'll be minor indies that I really don't know much about. I'm just going to basically cover the big ones that I know a little bit something about, and that are probably going to be the ones that people are going to go see this summer. Obviously, keep an eye on your local theater listings and any entertainment websites you see, and see what's doing very well right now. A good example is Michael, the biopic from Michael Jackson, is doing extraordinarily well, said to hit $217 million opening weekend gross worldwide, including a $97 million opening weekend here in the United States. So that's not the beginning of this. That's the last of the spring season. So I only do summer and fall. I should probably do a spring one, but I never get myself oriented enough to do that. So this is kind of winter spring sort of thing, because the fall season ends end of December. So they just have the window of these January to May, so which is the winter spring window. Not a lot of really good movies come out, but we've had a couple. Project Hail Mary and Michael and a few others have popped up. So Super Mario Galaxy. So maybe next year I will add a winter spring movie preview in there. But for now, this is the summer movie preview. The episode is called The Summer of Annie because Anne Hathaway is in not one, not two, three summer movies this year. She deserves it. She's fantastic. Plus, she's in a fall movie coming out also. So let's talk about that. May 1st, Devil Wears Prada 2 is the first big film to come out for the summer season, the sequel to The Devil Wears Prada, which was a hugely popular, not really a rom-com, but a film with Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci. Can't forget him. The sequel looks pretty decent. I'm really excited for it. I will be checking it out on Friday. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about Hokum. There's a lot of good horror coming out this summer. Also, Hokum is the first one. Is more of it's Adam Scott from Parks and Rec, and I think it's Adam Scott, the guy from Parks and Rec, and also from Severance. So you know who it is. But it's a more of a folk horror film, which is getting a lot of good buzz so far. Deep Water brings what's his face? Rennie Harlin back to shark movies. This one's about a airplane that crashes and shark-infested waters, how they survive on that. I think it's based on a novel, but don't quote me on that. And then the actor who plays Gollum, whose name always escapes me, I can't think of it right now, is Andy Serkis, is directing an animated version of Animal Farm, which is an animated version of Animal Farm. So from what I've seen the trailers, it gets touches a little bit on the fascist aspects of Animal Farm, but at the same time, they're trying for a cutesy Disney sort of feel. So I don't know. I really haven't seen a lot of info about it, but that's good on that. There's a whole bunch of other ones which I'm not really going to focus on right now. I'll also be covering some stuff that's on Netflix and stuff like that, including Swap, which is a animated film with Michael B. Jordan and Juno Temple about a hunter and the huntee who switch bodies and now have to team up to get their bodies back together, which also seems really, really cute as well. Again, these are not all the movies that are coming out on May 1st. So I'd say keep an eye on your theaters. And if there's something you're interested in, check that out as well. Next up, May 8th, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour live in 3D comes out. Mortal Kombat 2 is popping up in IMAX. The first one came out during lockdown 2020 and did extraordinarily well, and people are really excited about the second one. And the one that I'm excited about is The Sheep Detectives, which is Hugh Jackman, plays a farmer, shepherd, I should say, who reads mysteries to his sheep. And then when he goes about his own business, the sheep talk amongst themselves with celebrity voices. I think Julie Louis-Dreyfus is in there, Brett Goldstein. I think Ian McKellen has a voice in there as well, maybe Patrick Stewart. There are some other voices in there as well. And their farmer gets killed, and the sheep try to solve the murder. It's based on a book series, and it looks extraordinarily cute, and I really can't wait to see that. The Netflix film that I really want to see also is coming out this weekend also is called Remarkably Bright Creatures. So it will not be in movie theaters, but will be on Netflix. And this has Sally Field and Lewis Pullman in it and Alfred Molina. And basically it's about, it's from the viewpoint of an octopus in an aquarium as he details the lives of the people who take care of him. It looks adorable. It looks very sweet. Looks like a good film. That's on Netflix. I can check that out anytime I want. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick will be re-released on May 13th. So if you're a fan of that, go ahead and be a fan of those. Top Gun for its 40th anniversary, and just, hey, why don't we just do the sequel at the same time as well? Maybe that's 10 years, maybe. I don't think it's that, like 5 years, maybe. But what's really cool about that is the newest trend now is the popcorn buckets. They now have helmets of the Air Force pilot helmets are now in the form of popcorn buckets. That'd be pretty cool. May 15th, a Friday, we have In the Gray, which is Henry Cavill and Guy Ritchie directed film. Is God Is, which I've heard of, but I can't remember much about it, and Obsession. So that's what's going on with that. I don't really know much about these films, but they are coming out on the 15th. And let's see anything. Shrek is being re-released during this time. I did not know that. So keep an eye out for that. On Prime Video on May 20th, a Wednesday, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan Ghost War movie comes out, reprises the role of, oh, Jesus, based on the Tom Clancy character that John, the guy from The Office who's married to Emily Blunt. I can't think of his name right now. Jesus Christ. All right, let me just see if I can find that again. John Krasinski, that's who it is. Yeah, John Krasinski, reprising his role as Jack Ryan after his Prime series ended. This is a movie that's going to wrap up some stuff and maybe start a whole new wave of stuff. I always thought Krasinski was a decent Jack Ryan, and it'd be kind of cool to say, why don't we just redo all the actual Tom Clancy novels with him as Jack Ryan and see how that goes, but that probably won't happen. May 22nd, we have I Love Boosters, which is, I saw the first time. I didn't know much about it when I started this off, but I saw an ad for it. It's about people who steal clothing, high-end clothing, and resell it. Passenger, which is another horror film that is getting really kind of some creepy vibes about how people disappear on dark roads in the middle of the night, why that happens. But, of course, the big one on May 22nd is Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and IMAX, a movie spinoff of the Mandalorian TV series with Pedro Pascal and Baby Yoda. I should say Grogu. Sigourney Weaver also makes an appearance as well. It's a Star Wars movie. It's The Mandalorian. It's hugely popular, directed by Jon Favreau, who created The Mandalorian, so should be decent. Corporate Retreat is a horror film that will also be available in theaters, basically about a corporate retreat that does like a human hunt, death hunt thing, horror film. May 29th is a big one that my son is really looking forward to when The Backrooms comes out. And I'm actually, to be honest, I'm very excited for it also, based on the creepypasta. And the youngest director of a film of all time is directing this film based on his stuff that he made for YouTube. Basically, Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it and talks about the history of the Backrooms, which is a place that you find yourself disappearing into where it's just minimal space and just weird stuff going on. Horror film that my son is actually dying to see. The Breadwinner, I think, is I forget the name of the actress, but she's an actress from the old Nickelodeon era type stuff. She's doing her first adult film. Also comes out on that day. We jump to June now. June 5th, which is my dad's birthday. We see a couple of big movies. First up, Masters of the Universe, a live action version of it, which looks absolutely stunning. And I surprisingly kind of want to see it, which is weird because I never was the biggest Masters of the Universe fan, but it looks pretty decent. And I'll go with it. Everybody wants to go see Scary Movie 6. That's the big one right now. I have no desire to see the Wayans versions of it because I believe they're fine and it's good and it's gonna make a lot of money, but it's just that they tend to dip too much into the sexual humor, and I'm not the biggest fan of those. Power Ballad with Paul Rudd, one of the Jonas Brothers, comes out as well on that date. Caroline with Samara Weaving also comes out that date too, and Trainspotting has a re-release on that day. June 12th, which was supposed to be the day before Taylor and Travis's wedding, but they've moved that now to July 3rd. So now we just got to deal with Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, his first foray into aliens since War of the Worlds, back with Tom Cruise back in the 90s. It has Emily Blunt in it as well, so she's in her second movie. I've not been the biggest fan of what I've seen so far. But Spielberg said something really funny at CinemaCon last week where he said that all the stuff that we've seen so far has not even touched the third act. So we're just seeing the stuff that leads up to it's going to be an amazing third act. Supposedly, it also is rumored to be either a secret sequel to Close Encounters or E.T. So that could be interesting. So that alone might make it enough for me to go check it out. It is Spielberg also doing Aliens with David Koepp. Co-writing it with Spielberg. David Koepp also wrote the screenplay for Jurassic Park. Stop That Train is a comedy film with Sarah Michelle Gellar and the guy who plays Medea. I can't think of his name right now. Haven't seen much about it, but is a straight up comedy that I think makes fun of action films on like moving vehicles. June 19th, the day before my birthday. We don't really find anything exciting. The Death of Robin Hood, also with Hugh Jackman playing a darker version of Robin Hood, which is supposed to be a more darker take on him as well, pops up in theaters. Toy Story 5, which I believe Toy Story 3 was the best possible ending for it. Have not seen Toy Story 4, and I'm really not that excited about Toy Story 5, though the storyline is good about kids now playing with tablets and computers more than they are toys, so that could be an interesting storyline. Girls Like Girls, I've heard about this, but not much else about it than this. And Leviticus, which I think I've seen something about also, is set to debut on the 19th as well. So nothing really exciting for my birthday. If I decide to not see it Disclosure Day on the opening weekend, I might go see it for my birthday. So we'll see. June 26th, though, brings back an exciting film that I'm dying to see, Supergirl, the second in James Gunn's movie thing. He's not directing it. He's producing it. But we were introduced to Supergirl in the first Superman movie. And now she gets her own stuff based on the Tom King written graphic novel, which I'm reading now presently. So I'm dying to see that. We also get Jackass, Best and Last, the final Jackass movie, where all these the Jackass fans, who was a big thing in the 90s, are now 30 years older and are starting to show their age a little bit, but they're going out with a bang. This is the last Jackass movie or Jackass thing you will ever see, according to them. So if you like that kind of stuff, you're good. Little disappointed that this July 4th weekend, there's not really a lot coming out. We get Minions and Monsters, which is the third Minions movies, coming out July 1st on a Wednesday. July 3rd also introduces Young Washington, which is a biopic about young George Washington, which could be interesting, but we'll see. Haven't seen much about that. That's it for your July 4th movie. So hopefully Supergirl will come in, swoop in. Minions will probably beat it, but there you go. July 10th, you have Evil Dead Burn, the third in the remakes of the Evil Dead, with the fourth one coming out in another year or so. And you're also getting the Moana live action film, where The Rock is actually portraying the role he voiced in the cartoon. And he looks really, 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 really weird. So that probably would have been a better one to drop on July 4th, but I guess you don't want to go up against the Minions movie because that will do really well. So you got that coming up. Plus, you have Gail Daughtry in the Celebrity Sex Pass, which is getting a lot of buzz for an indie film. July 17th, one of the biggest movies of the summer, and Anne Hathaway's second appearance this summer, is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Obviously self-explanatory. It's an adaptation of Homer's poem, The Odyssey, which he tells Odysseus's 10-year return from the Trojan Wars, with all kinds of shit happens to him. Star-studded cast that includes Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson. Oh God, he talks about him all the time. The guy who plays the Punisher, John Barenthal, and there's probably a bunch of other actors. I think John Leguizamo's in it as well. There's a whole bunch of other actors in that. I think, what is their name? Someone that Nolan worked with in Inception, who was female but is now male, is in it as well. So that's a really big one. Can't wait to see that. July 24th, there's really no big movies coming out in movie theaters because I think they think that The Odyssey is really going to take over. But we are getting The Dink, which I think is a golf comedy film. I think Will Ferrell's involved with that, or maybe that's the pickleball movie. That's on Apple TV. And The Piano is getting re-released. So we got a sandwich. So the 17th, we had the big movie, The Odyssey. We get our next big movie, which I think is going to probably be the highest grossing film of the summer, which is Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is the new Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. Again, Zendaya's in her second summer movie as well. And John Barenthal's in his second in 3 weeks. So is Zendaya. So that's kind of interesting to see that. We also have a whole bunch of, other cast members. It looks really good. It's supposed to set up for Doomsday / Secret War. Now, here's my prediction. I'm taking this day off. I'm going to go see it in movie theaters because I love Spider-Man. My prediction is Spider-Man is not involved in Doomsday at all because Doomsday was supposed to come out first, and then Spider-Man was supposed to be the epilogue to that. I think they're going to they had to flip the script a little bit, but they're still going to do it. My prediction. I'm sorry, Sadie Sink's also in this as well. My prediction is we know Spider-Man and Sadie Sink are going to be in Secret War, which is going to come next year, next Christmas. And Secret War has had 2 iterations in the comics. One was the 12-issue miniseries that started the whole thing, where a handful of heroes and villains got taken to another planet by the Beyonder, and they were transported by a weird building that was in the middle of Central Park. And they got transported to this planet where they had to have a secret war while trying to figure out a way to escape and to defeat the Beyonder. And then the other secret war was Dr. Doom was worried about all the incursions with all the alternate realities starting to collide with each other and destroying everything. So he combines all the alternate realities into one reality called Battle World, which he controls. And you have all the different variations of the superheroes fighting with each other, trying to figure out how to get back to their alternate realities, to their regular lives. My theory is that the Secret War movie is going to be a combination of both of those, and that the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day, be it the end credit sequence, mid credit sequence, or whatever, is going to have Spider-Man and Sadie Sink, who's also supposed to be in Secret War, potentially Daredevil, Punisher, any other of these characters that might possibly pop up in Spider-Man Brand New Day, going to Central Park to investigate this building that has popped up in it, and then they disappear. And then it'll be like, no, they will return in Secret War. And then you jump to Doomsday saying, okay, that's interesting. And you see how that was all set up as well in Doomsday. That's what my theory is. We'll see if I'm right. The theory also is that Daredevil will be making appearance in this movie as well. That drops us into, there's also I Want Your Sex is coming out because the sex comedy is coming out that day as well. We jump into August now. Surprise sequel, Fall 2. Fall was about 2 girls who climb this giant tower to change this light bulb or whatever, and then gets stuck up there, and it was a huge hit, and now they're doing a sequel. Okay, go figure. Ice Cream Man, Eli Roth, who's really perfected his horror, his grotesque horror aspect, is doing a Ice Cream Man horror film where the Ice Cream Man is the killer, obviously. Super Troopers 3, which is really only going to be probably for the fans of Super Troopers. I have no idea what Once Upon a Time in a Cinema is. And we also get Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. August 14th brings us the 3rd and final Anne Hathaway movie of the summer, The End of Oak Street, which looks absolutely phenomenal. It is a story about Anne Hathaway and her husband, Ewan McGregor, and their kids who discover that their neighborhood block, has been transported to either the past or whatever, and dinosaurs are running amok. It looks fantastic. Can't wait to see it. Paw Patrol 3, the Dino movie, is coming out as well. And something called The Brink of War, which I don't know much about as well. August 21st finds Insidious Out of the Further and Spa Weekend being the 2 big ones as well. Don't know much about Mutiny or The Rivals of Anzia King, but those are also coming out as well. August 28th is a big one. Cliffhanger, the remake of Cliffhanger, which looks pretty decent. Coyote versus Acme, which we should be getting a trailer for that soon. The Dog Stars, directed by Ridley Scott. And that's it. Those are the big ones right there. And something called Finding Emily, which I don't know much about, but that looks pretty decent. We jump into September, and the weekend before summer ends on Labor Day, we have How to Rob a Bank, which is basically about YouTubers who teach you how to rob a bank, and that's what the movie's about. Sounds really good. And also has a movie called By Any Means. So that's it for your summer movies. Looking back on it, I think Spider-Man Brand New Day will be the biggest movie of the year or of the summer. I think Nolan's The Odyssey is going to be a huge hit also. Live action Moana and the Minions are going to be huge as well. I think Supergirl is going to do decent. Toy Story 5, of course, is going to probably be doing really well also. I think Spielberg's Disclosure Day will not do as good as usual, but I think it's going to do decent numbers. I think Scary Movie is going to overtake Masters of the Universe, but we'll see about that. Backrooms, I think, is going to be a sleeper hit, and it's going to do very well too. Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu is going to do very well too. And of course, the Sheep Detectives, I think, is going to be a surprise hit as well. Mortal Kombat 2 will probably do decent, and I think Devil Wears Prada 2 and Hokum are going to do very well as well. So we got a lot of good stuff. We could potentially have a decent box office this summer, some pretty big hits. It all depends, and big cast members, it all depends on if they decide to come out for the movies. There's a lot of stuff out there for you, so I would highly recommend you do that. So there's your summer movie preview. Starts this Friday with A Devil Wears Prada 2, A Deep Water, Animal Farm, and Hokum, which are the ones you're going to want to check out on. I think Devil Wears Prada is probably going to win this week. I think Michael's going to see a sharp drop in its box office numbers, but it might roll in for second place. I think Hokum is going to be surprising. Probably pop in there for third. Maybe Deep Water drops in number 4. And I think Animal Farm is going to be a non-entity because I've seen absolutely nothing about it. So all these other ones, I've seen at least a little something about it. So we know it's pretty decent. All right, I am done my quick and easy and painless summer movie preview. I'll be doing another one of these for the fall. When the fall movie preview comes out, we got some good stuff coming up there. Let's do a sneak preview of that so I can kill some more time here real quick. Oh, Jesus. So just a preview of the potential fall movies. Of course, Avengers Doomsday, Dune 3, Practical Magic 2, Resident Evil, the Avengers Endgame re-release, Inarritu's Digger, where Tom Cruise is going to win the Oscar, the 4th Anne Hathaway movie of the year, Verity, the 5th, Verity. The Social Reckoning is also set to come out here soon in the fall. Street Fighter and Whale Fall, Clayface, Kiara and the Sun, Dark Seuss's Cat in the Hat, Godzilla -0, Wild Horse 9, Ebenezer, Christmas Carol, Hunger Games, Sunrise of the Reaping, I Play Rocky, Hex, Meet the Parents 4, Narnia, Violent Night 2, Jumanji 3, and Werewolf are all potential big hits. So we'll talk more about them as we get closer to the best season of all, the fall. We're now entering the worst season of all in the summer, but if it stays coolish and not overly humid and hot, summer could be decent this year. But a lot of movies you can go spend the heat of the day in watching, and movie theaters will start having earlier showings, so you can go in earlier or later depending on what you want to do. So enjoy some good movies coming out this year. Go out to movie theaters, support them. There's some good stuff. A lot of these movies will probably be better to see on the big screen than on your TV. Definitely support your local movie theaters. Get yourself out for date nights or just for a fun way to get out and do something so you're not stuck inside doing stuff. And let's make this one of the biggest summers of the year for box office numbers. All right, please stay tuned. I think I'm going to be doing another show here in just a minute, a list show. So I will see you soon. And don't forget, Free Comic Book Day this upcoming Saturday, May 2nd. Find a store nearby you by going to the website, freecomicbookday.com, or just type in Free Comic Book Day into your search engine. It'll probably lead you to it, and type in your zip code, and it'll tell you which stores are available. Some will have special deals going on. Some will have creators signing stuff. Some will have food available as well. Everyone does it differently. Some might just be giving out the comics for free. Now, remember, these comics are free. So if someone tries to sell them to you, a shop tries to sell them to them, they do not understand the concept of it. I guess there's certain rules, I guess, that some stores might limit you to certain amounts, which I think is stupid, but that's just me. But I also understand that the company is paying for these comics, about 25 cents a comic. They're still paying for it. Once you're there, yes, pick up your free comics as well, but maybe just look around the shop, maybe pick up something to buy. There's a bunch of really good comics coming out this week, some trade paperbacks, Doesn't have to be that. If you like D&D or action figures or pops or T-shirts or whatever, most comic shops will have everything under the sun for you. Check it out and enjoy and have fun. I will definitely be going to my shops this year when it happens. So see you all later. Enjoy your summer.